you think about buying a Skydio, then stay tuned. I'm Barry Moore from the Next Adventure Show channel, and this is the unboxing of our new Skydio 2. Welcome to the unboxing video of the Skydio 2 that just arrived from the States. Pretty excited about this one. I bought the sports pack. There's a number of different options you can get. They all start with this starter pack here, which I'll open in a second. And then you can bundle things on top of the starter pack. So I chose the sports pack, which is the extra stuff that's in here, and we'll get to that in just a minute. So for the time being, I'll put the sports pack add-ons down, and we'll dig into the starter kit of the Skydio 2. All right, comes with its own case here and a little letter from the CEO. The starter kit comes in this nice little case here, and this logo here on the top actually becomes a self-landing zone for the drone. So you can maneuver the drone over the top. It will visually pick up the logo on the case and land itself on top of the logo, which is pretty cool. Dying to get out and try that. So let's see what's inside the case. Exciting. Awesome. There's some nice kind of foam there to protect the drone, which is always good. You've got the drone itself with a little remove before flight thing. You also have a getting started guide from the drone. It basically tells you where to insert the SD card, how to connect the batteries, how to charge the batteries. Oh, you can charge the battery in the drone. That's pretty cool. And then it tells you how to download the app. So pretty straightforward. And what you see is on the top of the Skydio, there's a QR code there that peels off eventually. But that tells you the Wi-Fi name for the drone. And I think when you scan that, you'll be taken to install the software and pair with the drone. You can see it's got sensors all over the place. So there's a sensor here. There's a sensor on the underneath of each arm there, as well as the camera itself and this little remove before flight safety thing to keep the gimbal in place. Then on the top, you've got even more sensors there. You've got a couple of sensors on that forward arm there, and a sensor there. And then also you've got the USB cable charging port just on the top there. It's actually kind of lighter than I thought it would be, obviously, which is good for an aerial vehicle to be quite light, but still feels sturdy, right? So my friend's got a Mavic, G-mann's got a Mavic, and that's, you know, kind of all metal-y and a little bit more of an industrial feel to it. This is all molded plastic, it looks like, but it still feels really sturdy. Like that's not going to crack or break if it hits the ground from a reasonably low height, but it still feels sturdy, which is pretty cool. Then you've got the charging cable here, which again plugs into the receptacle on the top. Your standard kind of USB-C charging cable here with a little Velcro tie to keep things in place. Then you've got the battery itself with a little safety sticker on it. The battery's quite heavy. It's probably close to the same weight as the drone itself. You can see here that's where you slide the SD card in there. There's a little some SD card symbology there to tell you how to slide it in. And then it looks like these go in pretty easy. Just they're magnetic. They're not going to fall out, as you can see. So it's a magnetic lock to the body, and it's actually takes a bit more force than I thought it would to get it off, right? So you basically just have to mate up the connecting pins, and it kind of magnetizes itself to the body of the drone, which is pretty cool. You can see there's no kind of landing feet or anything on this drone. It just basically lands on the battery. And as I said, it's going to use that case as a landing zone if you want, and it's going to land right on top of the logo. And I'll make a video of that once I figure out how to do it. Then you've got what looks like a polishing cloth for the lens, most likely, and maybe for the sensors as well. You've got your wall charger here to plug the USB into the wall. So there's a connection for the USB there. I'm not sure why it's in this big kind of protective thing, but I'll leave it in there for the time being. And then you've got 2 spare blades here. So if you do break some blades, there's already spares in the kit ready to go. I'm not sure how easy those are to put on and off, but I might make a video on that later as well. So that's your basic starter kit. You get the drone, you get a couple of spare props, the cable, the battery, the charger, and the cloth. That's your basic starter kit. And as I said, you can add additional things on top of that. That way. Case is pretty sturdy. Like, it's not cloth, it's kind of molded plastic, which is good, especially if you're going to take it on your bike and be bouncing around a little bit off-road. That's probably not a bad case to keep it in. Here is the additional components you get as part of the sports kit. And one of the things I really wanted most out of this sports kit is the beacon. And I'll talk more about the beacon in a second. But here is an SD card. So you get in the sports pack, you get a SanDisk 128 gig SD card to put into the drone. So I thought I would get a big one to record lots of stuff. Then you get 2 additional batteries here. So you get a total of 3 batteries all together. And then you get the dual charger. So this should be able to charge 2 batteries at once. So you don't need to put the USB cable across into each battery as you go, or into the drone. I'll open this up in just a second. And then lastly, what I really wanted to get was the beacon controller. So there's basically 3 ways to control this drone. One is with a normal mobile phone and the app. The second is kind of a standard controller where you put the phone into the controller and you use the joysticks to maneuver the drone. I didn't opt for that one. As you can tell, the basic kit doesn't come with anything, so it kind of assumes that you're going to use the phone option. In the sports pack, you get the beacon. The beacon allows you to do some pretty cool stuff. So you can see it's kind of the size of a small TV remote, and it's not very complicated. It doesn't have a lot of controls. A couple of arrows, a plus and minus sign, the logo, a button in the shape of the logo, and then this square button here. And then there's a USB-C connection down the bottom. But what this does is it allows you to control the drone just from here. You can move it closer, move it left and right. There's also a little menu that will come up, whether you want it to follow you from behind or follow you from the side or rotate around or spin around. But the other really cool thing about this is it's got a GPS beacon in it, so you can just tell the drone to follow you, throw this in your pocket, and it's broadcasting the GPS position to the drone, which will follow you. And Skydio has the best kind of AI for collision avoidance. So if it's following you and comes up to some trees or some obstacle that it can't get through, it might go up, but it knows your GPS track, so it can come around to the front and wait for you basically based on the GPS track. The other nifty thing that this does is it kind of acts like a mouse. So if the drone's over here and you'd want it over there, you just press the button and drag the drone over there, or drag it up or drag it down instead of having those little joystick controls. So I'm really looking forward to using this most of all, and that's primarily why I really wanted the sports kit, or I really wanted the beacon controller. And then obviously when we're out on the road on the motorbikes, we're not going to have a chance to charge batteries all the time, so I wanted the extra batteries as well. So let's see how they fit into the dual charger. Okay, so let's have a look at the dual charger. Again, you get a little getting started guide inside the dual charger. And it looks like, so it's just got two sides to it. You can load a battery into each side and then plug in the USB-C connection there. I'm not sure why it has two, whether you have to actually plug it in twice or just plug it in once. Well, it would appear you just need to plug it in once, so I'm not really sure. Maybe you can chain them together or something like that. I'm not really sure. I'll let you know in the comments below. But there you go. You just take your extra batteries, put them into the dual charger, plug the dual charger in, and those batteries will be charging, which is what I'm going to do now so that I can take it flying tomorrow and have a bit of a practice out the front of the house. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our new Skydio drone with the sports kit, everything you get. Check the links down below if you want to find out more information about the Skydio 2, and we will be creating a bunch of Skydio 2 content as we learn to use it ourselves. So stay tuned to that. Have a look at our channel. If you found this information helpful, please hit subscribe and like down below, and that will help our channel grow and help get this content out in front of more people who can use it. Thanks so much for watching. Check the notes in the description below. Leave us a comment on what you'd like to see us do with the drone, and we'll see you on the next adventure.